All right, everyone. Merry Christmas Eve. In this video, I want to talk to you about how I started down the road of jaw expansion as an adult. For me, I got into this because I was having a chronic headache condition that I was trying to correct. You might be wondering, what's the connection between chronic headaches and jaw size? The answer is there's a major connection. When your airway is too small because your jaws are too small, one way that the body tries to address that, this happens subconsciously, is it adopts a compressed neck posture, like this. Doing this opens the airway. And people who have very small jaws have compressed airways, and they adopt forward head posture as a way to allow themselves to breathe better. I realized that this is what I was doing. I was living at a Buddhist monastery at the time. I was meditating many hours a day and would emerge from the meditation with a painful neck. Thought to myself, I better work on my neck posture. But when I tried to work on my neck posture, when I tried to elongate my neck, it just wouldn't happen. As soon as I took my attention off my posture, my neck posture would revert back to this, the forward head posture. It was at this point that I started realizing that my mouth simply wasn't big enough to allow me to breathe while also having an elongated, healthier neck posture. So I started pressing onto the roof of my mouth with my tongue. Later Googling this back in 2014, I would discover that this was called mewing. Dr. Mew was around in those early days. Very few other resources were, but Dr. Mew was. I was doing what they call hard mewing at the monastery for many months without any real success. It was at that time that I decided to pay a visit to one of the other major online players in the adult jaw expansion community, and that was Dr. Bill Hang, who was in LA County. I was in San Diego County, so I took a series of buses and trains up to see Dr. Hang to inquire about making my mouth bigger. And that's really how I started. I mean, I didn't become Dr. Hang's patient. He was really kind. However, the treatment plan was too expensive for me. And, I was just a broke kid living at a Buddhist monastery at the time, so the rather expensive LA orthodontic treatment was way out of my price range. It wasn't until 2 years later in 2016 that I left the monastery for good. At that time, had made contact with one of the other people involved in the online jaw expansion community, an orthodontist in Colorado, and he basically offered me what Dr. Hang was offering, but for about 2/3 of the cost, and I went with it. And that's when I started my Schwartz expanders, then my experiential learning with how these adult orthodontic appliances, how effective they really are. That's when it started. I realized the Schwartz was not the best call for me. Then I jumped into AGA, trying to really get that forward expansion. That, of course, had its downsides, as I've discussed. Finally landed on MSE and was able to achieve a large part of what I've been trying to achieve, which is to just make my mouth bigger, allow my neck posture to elongate, open up my airway. And MSE allowed me to accomplish that to a large degree with a 1 centimeter increase in intramolar width. So there's always two reasons someone would pursue expansion: health or aesthetics. I definitely came at it from a health point of view. So chronic headaches caused by compressed neck posture, caused by a small airway. That's how I got into it. All right, folks, that's it for now. Peace out.